favorable window.
One other guy I would prioritize too is I don't want to say prioritize, but would pick up would be Jameis Winston. My God, does Deshaun
Oh
Watson stink?
Oh my God. It's a combination of him stinking, his offense just not looking the part. The Browns just in general, they can't get away from him, man. I don't want to come down on Deshaun Watson the same way everybody else has. Like, I feel like maybe just something's not right. But like when you got Jerry Jeudy dropping wide open pass in the back of
Yeah,
the end zone, like what can you do? That's a touchdown right there that doesn't go
yeah.
his way now. So I don't know. I think the guy's already caught so much flack. He's playing bad. Like I don't. Is he think he's all the way cooked? You think he's just cooked in general? Because that's the consensus right now is that he's done.
I think the Browns are cooked. But I also don't know if they make the move just because they're like there's just so much dead cap space that it's just like I just think the whole team is the vibes aren't good. You know what I mean? It
Yes,
just doesn't
yes.
feel like the vibes are good there at all. And it's a situation where maybe a change at the quarterback position is a good thing. I don't know. Like I'm not big brain enough, but it's just they need something. They need injected with something. So I have no idea. Like it's bad.
I mean, Joe Flacco had this team looking way better than
Yeah,
Deshaun.
I agreed. Agreed. And I'm not saying Jameis Winston will be that great, but like I think Jameis Winston will be exciting.
Yeah, I think he would at least bring some a threat to this offense, right? It just feels like Deshaun can't move it. And I've been a big Deshaun guy over the last few years. He just hasn't looked the part. And this is, I mean, we were taking Deshaun as a top 8 quarterback, like unanimously, top 5 unanimously. And I think the expectation was there, like, yo, you got Jerry Jeudy this year. David Njoku, I think he was back in the lineup, got re-injured again in the game. The run game obviously hasn't been there without Nick Chubb. Jerome Ford's been mediocre as hell, but like I expected Deshaun to have upside to be like a QB2 this week. He's been ass, like no 200-yard games.
Him this week in one of my. Actually, I
You
think I
started
started
him?
him against you.
Oh, you didn't
that
matter
one.
anyway. You still beat me. Still beat me.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, when it comes to Deshaun, like if you had him in Superflex right now, if you had him just in general, it'd be in single QB leagues, he's on waivers. But in Superflex leagues, like you want to try to start him, you just can't. I'd almost rather start Spencer Rattler over him.
I mean, it's been rough. You know what really pissed me off in one of the leagues? It's a creator league. It's a dynasty league. And we did the draft like 2 years ago. And Deshaun Watson was there, and I ended up going with Deshaun Watson, but I didn't want to take him. I wanted to go with Dak. And this is one thing, just kind of off topic, but there was somebody in chat, and they were another creator, and they're like, bro, trust me, he's going to bounce back. He's going to have it. This is why I always go with your gut, because I was dead set on Dak Prescott. I was like, I'm taking Dak. And then like this guy kind of got in my head a little bit. And I started second guessing myself.
You were
Ended up
drafting
going with
this
Deshaun.
guy, or he was just commenting?
No, he was just in my chat because I was live. So he was and he was telling me Deshaun. I was like, he's younger, like he's on the up and up, and I'm like, all right. And this was before Deshaun even played in Cleveland, so I was like, all right, I'll do it. Ended up biting the bullet on that. So yeah, always go with your gut. Just a little
always
off topic.
Go with your gut, man. There says Stefanski came out and said there's not going to be any change at quarterback, so we know he's there. Also, Nick Chubb. Chubb's on his way back, and Jerome Ford has not looked the part so far. Like he almost looks borderline droppable in some leagues.
Well, the problem too is just like the offensive line. The offensive line's been so banged up and it's old and it's not been very good. Also, I don't know. Jerome Ford has not looked the part, but like, what are you expecting out of Nick Chubb? I don't know.
I think out of Nick Chubb, the thing is like, I think early on we can't expect too much. 21-day practice window was opened up last week, so he's probably going to have another 2 weeks. They're probably going to wait the full time to take him off. That just seems like the type of right move to do for a guy that tore every single fucking ligament in his knee. So you come back week 8 against a Baltimore team who's a pretty good defense, like, and you got the Chargers and then you got your bye. So my gut is like limited workload. Obviously they have to like limit his workload, right? Say it's 6 to 10 touches, which seems about right, like limitation workload wise. 6 to 10 touches, he's 30, 40 yards a game. After that, though, it's not like they're protecting their franchise with Nick Chubb. It's Nick Chubb's 29 years old, 28. He's older back. I don't know how old he is, 28, 29, something like that. He's an older back who's torn his knee multiple times. Dude is playing for like a contract next year. He can't just be an 8 to 10 touch guy the rest of the season. Like you have to see if he can handle the full workload. And I know production may not be there, but like Nick Chubb's been an elite runner. I don't know. For me, I view him as kind of like a risky, very risky, like RB3 right now. And I don't know if that's like he's going to get the red zone work. He will
Yeah.
get probably 12 to 15 carries. So if he pops one off, maybe he gets caught, but like we can expect the yardage. I don't know. I think that like he's going to be more useful than a Jerome Ford's been for our teams.
No,
It's
I
weird to
agree.
say that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just so Nick Chubb will turn 29 this year. He'll turn 29 in December. So I just don't like I don't like this offense, man. I don't know. Like the team once again just gives me bad vibes. And yes, Nick Chubb, you think he may come back, but like it's also for me too, like just blew up everything in his knee. Unless he's basically Adrian Peterson, I just don't expect him to be the player that he once was, on top of the offensive line just being worse than it was. Um, and then your quarterback, just a major question mark, like everything around it, a question mark. So I don't know. This team just yeah, it's not good.
Can we get? I don't know. We'll find out, man. To be honest, I'm gonna be real with you, Tyler. We spent more time on the Browns than I wanted to spend on the Browns. We talked way too much about them, and I'd
Yeah.
rather talk about better football